Hi, ma'am.
Hi, good evening.
How are you?
I'm good.
Uh, Thank you so much for coming on to our platform and doing this with us because we've been trying to connect with multiple experts from different walks of life and different practices, and probably spread out the word how people can connect with them, how they can benefit from those kind of therapies. So for everybody who's tuned in, and we just have 4 or 5 people right now, but everybody is going to probably tune in later on and watch this piece of content later on. Can you help us with or all the viewers with what you do and why do you do it?
So, I am an emotional wellness therapist. My job primarily involves making sure that you live your life in a very balanced state. Life is such good, bad keeps happening. It's like you're swimming across in the ocean, all kind of waves will come. So, learning and empowering yourself so that you can overpower and overcome each of that wave, float through it with ease and grace is what my job is. Whether
Wow.
it is working at your physical body, your mental body, emotional body, all of that combined is what I work at.
Wow. I mean, you've beautifully put this together, and it sounds fantastic. But for a layman, okay, for somebody who's struggling with maybe their overall health, or maybe they're struggling with work or relationships, how would you help them out if they come to you?
Yeah. So what happens is whatever issue, whether it's a health issue, a financial issue, or a relationship issue, they all have certain root causes associated with it. Most of them they crop at a mental level. So I am a therapist. I am certified in a lot of modalities, including hypnosis, theta healing, sound healing, Ayurveda, Nad yoga, and lot of them. So using those tools, we first identify what is the imbalance in your life. When everything in your life is going fine, you're in a state of balance, then you can take all the challenges and everything seems fine. You are distressed or you are anxious only when there is a state of imbalance in your life. You feel you are facing something which you can't handle, or you feel you are a victim. Something is
वो तो
happening which is
हमेशा
beyond your
वो
control.
तो लाइफ में हमेशा होते रहते हैं, right? Where you feel that things are off balance. But yeah,
Yeah.
anyways.
So because we feel we have no control over our things, like what do I do in this? Most of the time we say, अब ये तो किस्मत में लिखा था, हो गया. So that is where we come in, that how you can take power in your life. You can take charge by working on your mental patterns. Because at the end of the day, it is all your mental patterns. Somewhere in your life, in so many years of your life, you have picked up some kind of a thought or a belief which has now got ingrained in you. And now you have started vibrating with that. So it's like this, you have a radio, it is set on a certain frequency. It will catch only that frequency. Only once you change the frequency, you will be able to catch some other frequency. So now if I have that belief that I'm not good enough, I will constantly, in my office, there will be one challenge or the other. My boss will keep telling me, oh, you can't do even this much. And then I will say, everybody tells me that. But once
Yeah.
you work on that particular belief using any of the modalities, you are able to overcome it, you are able to realize your own worth, then things start changing. Because now your frequency has changed. Now
Correct.
the channel of the radio has been changed. So that is what we work on, to make sure that we empower you to choose what frequency is it that you want to set on your channel.
So, uh, what I mean, what it sounds like, I mean, your approach towards healing, to me, is that you use a little bit of NLP, neuro linguistic programming, and how one perceives their reality, what they think is their truth. We all make this
Yeah, yeah,
certain statement in our head, which could be as simple as अगर मैंने ये मेरा चश्मा right hand side पे रखा तो मेरा दिन अच्छा जाएगा. If I keep it on the left hand side, my day is going to go bad. And we
yes,
start forming those patterns right throughout the
yes,
day. I'm a
yes,
victim to one of those,
yeah,
or I mean, I used to be. But and then that kind of translates and transcends into the energy that you are projecting towards the outside world, and at the same time the thoughts that you have in your head.
yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. This is
No,
what
no,
I get.
absolutely right. You're bang on. Absolutely right.
Thank you. चलो कुछ तो सही कर रहा हूँ मैं. But but yeah, so when we do that, and when we change the internal dialogue, and when we are able to speak in a positive way, or have a positive lens towards the world, how does that impact your prospective clients' life? Like, what are the areas that they see a benefit?
So when it comes to areas, so like I say, I work on everything from common cold to cancer to people's passport being stuck. Like I remember it in the initial stages of my career, I had this case. So there's this girl, she was about to get married and she was to shift to US and her passport got stuck and she's like, why is my passport not coming? Why is it taking so much time? So and then she's like, can you please work on it? I said, okay. And we were working on it. It so happened that she was carrying a belief that she can never be happy. Now she was to get married and move to US, which was her definition of happiness, that now I will, shift to US with my husband and I will be living happily. Now since her mind believed that she can never be happy, the mind was actually blocking that passport. The moment we released that belief and we taught her that it's okay for her to be happy, she deserves to be happy, in 24 hours, the passport was in her hand.
Wow.
So, very simple things like, you are stuck in a traffic jam. People say, oh, there's so much traffic everywhere, this and that. I never get traffic because I know, like, if I have to reach at a particular destination, then that is what I think about. So, these are certain limiting beliefs that all of us carry. And they work in every area of your life. Like when I was undergoing my treatment for cancer, I was on a journey of self exploration. I found out hundreds and hundreds of beliefs of mine. So I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is basically a malignancy of your lymphatic system, which is responsible for your immunity. Now, I was the kind of a person who was a complete doormat. I would never stand up for myself. So now
Okay.
my body is also like, if you can't stand up for yourself, why should I stand up for you? So then that is where I manifested a particular malignancy of lymphatic system. Otherwise, there are so many cancers. Why is it that I manifested only the Hodgkin's lymphoma and not something else? The moment I started releasing that pattern of, pleasing others, sacrificing myself for others, my reports started changing.
Okay.
So, in all areas of your life, physical, mental, emotional, financial, relationship issues, this is something working on yourself, working on your patterns, working on your energy can help you. It is not only the mental patterns, it's like, so Ayurveda tells us we have different kind of bodies. Physical body, the prana body, energetic body, then our mental body. So we work on all the bodies so that from wherever this particular issue is coming, we can resolve it. So
Wow.
that is the key.
So, but आपने मतलब बहुत ही casually बोल दिया when you had cancer. I mean, that's such a impactful thing where you had cancer. That means you fought it and you're a true warrior. You've come out of it. How much of your practice were you able to inculcate in your routine to battle something as significant as cancer?
So my journey of cancer was what that prompted me in this field. So by qualification, I'm an engineer and I'm an MBA. So I was also well settled in my corporate job, stressing about when will I get my next promotion, what is my, appraisal happening, as if that is what life is all about. And then suddenly one fine day, life gave me a jolt where nothing else matters. So I was diagnosed with a stage 4 cancer. And then everything was like, why did this happen to me? Medical science was not able to give me a reason because I had a healthy lifestyle, I was exercising, everything was fine. So that prompted me, what could be it? And then when I came to know about the power of mind, I started delving deeper into it. I realized I had certain mental patterns which could have led to this thing. I started working on them. So once I completed my journey of treatment, then I full-fledged came into this. I completed all my certifications, and for the past 13 years now, I'm working in this field with the aim of empowering people to take control in their lives, to let them know that they are not victim of destiny, they can create their destiny. And whatever comes their way, they can accept it with ease and grace.
So, I mean, there are going to be cynics, and there are going to be people who would try to think that how much of it, and even, I mean, I'm also one of those that I do believe in energy. I do believe in your power of the mind, but at the same time, sometimes the reality doesn't shape up as you would want it, right? Like someone just commented right now that wow, could you give some kind of healing towards Gaza? And I'm sure there are healers that are practicing and they're trying to help towards Gaza, but there are certain instances which are beyond our control. Like, I mean, I'm sure that there could be clients, so you would have cases where they've come to you with health issues and they've not been able to resolve them, right? Like, how does that entire work? Like, could you put some light on that, so that there are people on the verge of believing in this, because it's all about belief, right? How your mind works. It's all about belief and how you are structuring the entire story. But overall, can you say how it actually manifests and how it actually works? How does the
Yeah.
quantum physics part of it work?
Yeah. So I'll tell you one thing. Just before this, I made two statements that now my aim right now is to one, empower people to create their destiny, and secondly, to help them accept life with ease and grace. This is a fact. Certain things in our life are beyond our control. Certain things are in our control. We control what we can, what we cannot, we need to accept it. And accepting it requires a lot of strength. That strength we will get from inside. So, like you said, yes, we can send healing to
Yeah.
Gaza, but are they ready to accept it? Are they at a vibration to accept it? How will it impact them? Nobody can tell that, right? We cannot forecast that. Like I'll give you one example. I'm personally in this field. I battled cancer. Few years later, my mother was diagnosed with cancer, but we couldn't do much, and ultimately she succumbed to it. So I also went through a phase that, what is the point of me being in this field if I, can't even save my mother? So that was a moment of acceptance and realization for me that it was her journey to make. It was her soul's choice, the way she wanted to go. As a healer, as a therapist, maximum what I can do is I can support her in her journey. I cannot change anybody's life. It's the same thing I tell to people when they come to me for therapy. I am not here to change your life. You can change your life by the amount of awareness you take from this session. I don't have a magic wand. I am not responsible for the positive shift that happens in your life. I don't take credit for any of that. I have certain tools with me. I am sharing those tools with you. The way you use those tools is what will work for you. And certain places, nothing will work because few things are beyond our control. There is some universal energy which is controlling this world. Tomorrow I cannot wake up and say, oh, today the sun should not come out because I am in the control of the world. That's not going to happen. I need to accept that there is an energy which is way beyond me, and we
Yeah.
are all deriving power from that. So we operate with that acceptance that we do what we can,
Yeah.
and many times we are not aware what is good for us. We feel that this is the thing which is good for us, but there are bigger plans for us. So we should be open to that plan also. So that is why I said acceptance and empowerment are the two key things that I operate on.
So when people come to you, and I'm sure people come to you with uh, a lot of belief and a lot of want of a certain thing. I am sure like people will be like how you mentioned that about that passport incident. In a similar way, people must be coming to you and saying that, you know what, I want to clear my SSC grades or my college grades, or I want this relationship to work out, I want this job interview to crack, and or whatnot. Uh, how early should one come to you? One, and two, how does your therapy or your practice work in conditioning their mind to perform better? Because I mean, just out of what we are conversing, like I could refer so many athletes to you, so many actors who are working to fit into a specific mode or who are working for a specific event. And it all starts, like I believe everything starts over here. Like it's all your mental conditioning and then your emotional conditioning that translates into your physical body. So how does your practice work on that?
Okay. So whenever somebody comes to me with a very specific requirement, for example, I want to land this particular job or I want this particular promotion, my first question to them is, why do you want this to happen? Jobs, promotion, that particular relationship, they are all just the facade. The real need behind that is very different. I want that promotion because I want to be recognized in my company. I'm looking for that self-worth validation. So I'm not working on your promotion. I'm working on your self-worth. The moment your self-worth is in place, either the promotion happens or doesn't happen, really doesn't matter. It's not the event which is the problem. It's the emotion that event is generating in you is what the problem is. Somebody is walking down the road, even if they fall, it doesn't matter to me. Okay, fine, somebody fell, they will get up and they will walk. Somebody I love, when they fall on the road, it hurts. Because I feel I'm connected to them. When I am there, how could they fall?
Yeah.
Now I'm connecting their falling to something my own, my self-worth. That means somewhere I am feeling that a person I love has fallen, or they are not able to perform, or I am not able to contribute to their life. So for me, these specific requirements are just the surface requirements. We delve deeper to understand why is it that this person is so anxious about this particular event. For example, if you want any particular award, why is it that you want that particular award? Some need of yours that award is going to fulfill. And today in this world of social media and that constant gratification and validation, I get a lot of cases of anxiety. People, they have become CEOs, they are in the top leadership, and they come to me and they tell me, maybe I don't know, I've got everything in my life and still I just feel something is missing. Because everybody is focusing on the event, but that's something which is internally missing. Nobody is taking time to understand what is it that I'm feeling, what is it that I'm going through. So my first line of approach is always to understand
So why?
what is it that this person is feeling from within.
Okay.
Even if you are, you are a sportsman, you are a business person, anybody. Everybody wants to perform. There's nobody who would want to fail. Because we are all conditioned it is wrong to fail. So nobody wants to fail. Everybody wants to be at the top. One thing is to be at the top and to enjoy it. Other thing is to be at the top because you want to prove it to the world. Most of the time when we want to prove it to the world, that is where a lot of anxiety creeps in.
True.
So when we work on one-to-one basis, we always first understand that why is it this person has this need to prove themselves? Why is it that they need a validation for their self-worth? And then we work on that root cause. So it's like there is a tree, it has so many branches. So all these events, awards, they are all branches. The moment you water the root, the moment you make sure that the roots are healthy, the fruits and the branches are going to be healthy, no matter what. You cannot stop that from happening. So we work on the root.
Okay, that's very interesting. Like where you actually separated or created a distance between the event and the true feeling of what's actually driving the emotion behind the event. Uh, you did mention this term as anxiety, and you did say that it's kind of increasing because of social media. Can you put some light on that, ma'am, please?
Yeah. See, because the thing is, we are all very much addicted to social media. Now, addiction in itself has its own causes because it's again fulfilling a need. So now, why is it that I have the need to constantly go to the social? I have seen people, like, even though we are right now on Instagram, I've seen people who are just scrolling through Instagram for 3 hours continuously, just sitting at one place and just scrolling because that is their escape mechanism. I don't want, and you will notice when you are scrolling through any of the social media or anything, you will not understand or notice what is happening around you because you are engrossed in that field. So it has become an escape mechanism for people these days because there are no real relationships outside. The fear of being judged stops me from sharing my feelings with anybody. Now I am not at ease. What do I do? Let me get lost in the world of social media. So one, it has become an escape mechanism. Secondly, what happens is now when I'm continuously on social media, everybody is posting their happy pictures. Now I feel everybody in this world apart from me is happy. I'm the only one who's stuck here. Somebody is holidaying, somebody is having a good time with their kid. Mothers, I get so many cases of mothers who are anxious because they feel they are the worst mother on this earth. Because every other mother is posting a happy picture with their kid on the social media, while I am the only one who is shouting at my child for not studying, for not eating, and this and that. So I actually have to explain to them that what you are seeing is just a very small portion of somebody's life. So you cannot compare yourself with that. So that comparison creeps in, and the moment there is a comparison, anxiety will come. So
Isn't
that
it
word fear of missing out happens.
FOMO?
Yeah,
मुझे तो
it
बहुत
happens.
मुझे तो बहुत but तो अभी क्या करें but like how you said, like it's somewhat like television, right? Social media and us scrolling through Instagram or any other social media platform. It's more like television back in the day when I was a teenager and I would watch TV and I would watch it and think, is this real life? Is this how it's supposed to be? In present day also, a lot of people think of relationships to be like Bollywood relationships or what we've seen on screen, but that's not how a relationship works. It's somewhat like that, like expectation of life has been kind of has been distorted because of what we observe others seeing, doing, living, and that creates a big distance between what our reality is. Somewhere, does your practice help in a person accepting what their reality is and then living their life properly, fully?
Yes. The first step that we start off with is acceptance. Forget the reality. Do you accept yourself? That is the main crux.
That's a very
Reality
difficult
is
thing
out.
to do.
Yeah, it is difficult. It is difficult because we are conditioned like that. We are constantly conditioned that it's like, these are the standards of life. You have to match up to those standards to be worthy of living. Forget about enjoying life. It's like you have to be either an engineer, doctor, and those, stereotypes are still there, whatever you say. So now I'm constantly saying that, okay, am I matching up to those standards? If I can't match up to those standards, then I can't accept myself. Because even when you are a child, you are constantly compared. The person next to you got 5 marks. Why have you got only two? So that is where the seeds of this comparison are sown.
आ
Now,
गया वापस
right?
सब कुछ घूम फिर के चाइल्डहुड ट्रॉमा पे आ जाता है.
See, because I'll tell you what, between 2 to 8 years of age, the foundation of your life is set. Whatever you are experiencing, because when a child is born, they don't have a conscious mind of their own to understand what is happening around them. They are just going with the flow. Around 2 years of age, that is where their mind starts developing. That is why we have the term terrible twos. Because now the child will tell you, I don't like this. Now I will not have ubla hua sabzi. Now I will have Maggie. Give me pizza, give me pasta. And then the parents are like, अभी तक तो हमारा बच्चा इतना अच्छा था, suddenly इसको क्या हो गया? कुछ नहीं हुआ, बच्चे का दिमाग डेवलप हो रहा है. So now the child is developing their own decision making. Now they are forming the ground rules of their life. So when I do parenting workshop, this is what I tell them. I do a lot of early childhood parenting workshop because I feel this is a very critical period for every kid. If we can give them a strong foundation between 2 to 8 years, we will not need to send them for therapy once they grow up. Because that is a fact.
I have
Your
a
inner
5-year-old
child.
boy. I have a 5-year-old boy, and I'm very much interested in what you're saying because, sorry to cut you off, but
No,
please
no.
carry on. Uh,
So, like, yeah, you carry on, please.
Bete pe aage I wanted to say, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I have a 5-year-old boy, and he's very expressive in what he wants, and he's very well articulated, and that's mainly because of how his mom has like kind of put this into him that he has to express his emotions, and it's great. But also, I do find that he's a little distracted. He's a little, always on the edge, and sometimes he's very unclear with his emotions. Whenever I ask him certain times where he's kind of ruffled, I ask him what happened. He's like, I don't know. And this I don't know has been going on quite a bit. Uh, and he's right in the age bracket that you mentioned. So I just like, I mean, is there any way that I can probably connect with him better?
Yeah. See, he's still small. A 5-year-old will not be able to label their emotions and tell you, I am feeling anxious or I am feeling frustrated because it is not part of their vocabulary as yet. Forget a child. Now you are an adult. I'm sure you would also be having moments where somebody would ask you, what happened? You say, I just don't know. I'm feeling weird. Because even we as adults sometimes are not able to understand what we are feeling. Now that is a 5-year-old child. So you cannot be asking an open-ended question, ki, what happened? So if you see, for example, a child who is normally happy and jumping around, and today for some reason they're sitting in a corner. So you can always go and ask them, why is it that you're sitting in a corner? They will tell you, because I don't feel like doing anything. Okay. Are you troubled about something? Has something hurt you? Are you angry about something? So you have to give them certain words. Maybe they will be able to then identify, yeah, actually, this is what I'm feeling. And then you can help them identify. Oh, so if somebody said something to you, did it hurt you? Okay. Did you feel like this? So, for example, in school, somebody said that, okay, your writing is not good, for example. Okay. So if The teacher said that your handwriting is not good. How did that make you feel? Did it disturb you? Why did it disturb you? Are you angry at the teacher? Why do you think she told you to something like this? Maybe she just wants you to practice more because she knows that you are capable of it. So when you are working with a child, you need to give them certain pointers so that they can pick up from there because they don't have that, developed mind to understand what is happening around them. So
Not
open-ended
children,
questions
adults
do
too,
not
in
work
fact.
much. Yeah, we are all humans, like we are all growing, but still there is a long way to go when it comes to emotions. So it happens with all of us. Just that they need a little bit more hand holding. We also, as adults, need hand holding, just that we feel it is not right. There is a stigma attached to it. That if, like, people when come to therapy, they are like, I don't know whether I should do that. What will everybody say? So then the first thing I tell them is this only. It's your life. You decide. Because you are the one who is not able to sleep in the night. You are the one who is having eating issues. You are the one whose cholesterol is high. The people who are supposedly judging you are sleeping happily in their houses. Now you decide whether you want to give the power to them to decide what you will do with your life, or do you want to take that power. And when people choose to come for therapy, that is the first most empowering step that they take. Because now they have decided to take control. And then there is no letting back.
Since how long are you in this practice, ma'am, if you don't mind me asking?
It's been more than 13 years since I've been in this.
And have you seen over the years the acceptance or the awareness of people coming in for therapy has increased?
Yes, it has surely caught up. There is still a long way to go, but I see a lot of people now looking out for therapies. People now have awareness of the importance of their mental health. Whether they come for therapy or not is still secondary, but at least now they realize that, okay, there is life beyond the physical health. Till now, all the New Year resolutions would be about I will join the gym, I will do jogging, I will do this, all focus only on the physical body. But now I do see resolutions coming up as like I will spend at least 20 minutes or 10 minutes daily for meditation or working on myself or writing or reading a book. Like for self, they are now ready to invest some energy. For me, I see that as a big shift. People are
How,
recognizing themselves.
and how important do you think it is for physical health, mental health, and emotional health? Like how interconnected are they? Like, does somebody suffering or somebody having poor physical health impact their emotional and mental health? I know it does, and I believe it does. But what do you think about it?
It is very important and it is instant. See, it's as simple as that. If you sit with your shoulders slouched, suddenly you will start feeling low. The moment you straighten up, you feel energetic. In nanoseconds, your physical body and your emotional energy connect. So all three need to be worked on if you are looking at a holistic wellness. Holistic wellness is not only nutrition, not only mental health, not only emotional health, a combination of all the three. So that's the reason when people come to me with a physical issue, so that is what prompted me to go towards Ayurveda, because I realized that takes care of a lot of your this connection. It takes care of your physical health, it takes care of your mental health, and it takes care of your emotional health. So when people come to me with any kind of a physical issue, I understand the emotional pattern behind it also. And we work on the physical health also, how small dietary changes they can do. Because many times people just, they may see some video or something and they may just start eating something thinking that this is healthy for them. But we are all different individuals. What may be healthy for you may not be healthy for me. And I have seen that for my own self. Like now that I understand my own personality, prakriti as per Ayurveda, I realize, okay, why was I eating all this thinking that this is all high protein and I should just gulp everything down? My body cannot digest it. My body is not that type. So working on all the three bodies is important, and it starts with the awareness that what is it that you are as an individual.
So when you do that kind of analysis, and like how you just said that, okay, you used to eat certain foods which are higher in protein, uh, what can one do? Like there are a few viewers and people will then watch this piece of content later on. Is there an assessment or something that one can do to get more aware about their body type? जैसे आपने बोला, you used the word uh, with
Prakriti.
P, Prakriti.
Prakriti.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So कैसे समझ में आया? वो जब मैंने when I did my entire course in Ayurveda, I understood that there is Vata, Pitta, and Vat, Pitta, and Kalp.
Cup.
Cup,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
ये दोष होते हैं, I believe. So इसके हिसाब से मुझे समझ में आया कि you can structure certain diets, and then I got a certain bit of Ayurveda in my practice because whatever made sense to me, whatever I thought that we can get that included in evidence-based training or evidence-based science. Okay, if somebody is coming with this kind of background and this kind of body, तो मैं ऐसे कर सकता हूँ. But is there an assessment जैसे लोग जाके कहीं पे या तो आपके प्लेटफॉर्म पे जाके कहीं पे समझ सकें?
Yeah. So Vat, Pitta and Kapha, as you said, are three basic doshas or bioenergies. Now, when I say Prakriti, it means ये तीनों का क्या combination मेरी body में dominant है. I can be a pure Vat person, pure Kapha, pure Vit, or I can be a combination Vat Pitta, Vat Kapha, or Pitta Kapha. So now there are assessments available. A lot of them are available online also, wherein you fill up certain questionnaire about what is your different, hair texture, your skin texture, what kind of feelings normally you experience. And based on that, you can find out what are the dominant energies in your body. Once you are aware of that, then it's easy for you to understand what is the kind of diet that will suit you. Like if somebody is more dominant on Vat, they need more moisture in their body. They need more ghee in their body, more lubrication in their body. Now these days, because people are into so-called healthy nutrition, everybody wants to quit oil and ghee from their diet. It doesn't work for everybody. Like I am a Vata dominant person. If I quit ghee and oil, I will be doomed. And a person who is high on Vata, they are very highly prone to anxiety. I have to regularly work on myself. So the reason I got into Ayurveda, like I was already working with mental patterns, and I realized in spite of working on it, I was still, anxiety and all was happening a lot for me. So there were times, I would feel, what is this happening? I'm not able to work on myself only, like मुझे ही इतनी anxiety हो रही है, मैं दूसरों को क्या ठीक करूंगी? But once I understood Ayurveda, I realized this is something that is how I am. I'm prone to it. So now, with that awareness, I take care that if there is any situation happening, chances of me developing anxiety are high. So fine, I take precautionary measures now. So I make sure that I do my daily practice of certain things so that even if something goes haywire in my schedule, because I also have a 8-year-old son. Now with a kid in your house, anxiety is always standing on your door, ready to enter any moment. So then I make sure that my schedule is such that I have enough practices there in place so that I do not fall into the trap of that anxiety. I'm no longer judging myself because now I know this is how I am. If you're a high pitta person, you're prone to anger. Then people will tell you you're short tempered. But this is how you are, that is how you are. You can't change your prakriti, but you can manage it.
Yeah.
If you're a high kapha person, you are prone to laziness. You will need to be told 10 times before you get up and do that work. So then you know that I am a high kapha person, I am prone to laziness, I am prone to weight gain. So let me work on my physical body, let me include more exercise in my schedule so that I don't fall into that trap. It is all about being aware of your own self and then creating a life around that awareness. Rest of the things will fall in place.
Beautifully put. We did have a few questions, if you don't mind me asking. So, Dipali asks, does dosha change with time?
Dominant dosha may change with time based on your circumstance. Your prakriti doesn't. So, for example, if you are a Vat Pitta prakriti, that is your basic prakriti. If it goes out of balance, suddenly you become Pitta Vat, that is called a Vikriti. That means some of your dosha has gone out of balance. So prakriti doesn't change, but there would be some dosha may become dominant at one time. Like if you are undergoing anxiety, there's something happening in your life, chances are the Vat may increase. So the doshas may go up and down, but your prakriti doesn't. Your base prakriti remains.
Another person asked that she is suppressing. I'm assuming it's a lady. She said that she's suppressing her thoughts with respect to her spouse and mother-in-law, and could that probably result or manifest into a disease?
Yes, it can. Whenever you are suppressing something, anger, thought, emotions, anything, understand one thing. You are holding something in your body which doesn't belong there. So It can manifest in any form, as a cyst, as a boil, any which way. Something
Okay.
that needs to go out of you has to go out. You keep it inside, somewhere it will get accumulated and it will manifest into some kind of a solid form or some kind of a disease in any way.
Because I'm into fitness and wellness, I'm going
Yeah,
to still ask this.
yeah.
Does release in emotion also help with overall fitness, like weight loss or muscle gain? Like, I have clients who have been on a certain diet plan and who have been on a certain workout program, but they do feel that they're not getting better or improving at the rate at which they would want to. Uh, Studies like Western studies would tell me that okay, fine, probably we can tweak the program a little bit, or we need to bring in more intensity and more intent with them in their workouts, investigate a little bit more about their foods. But at the same time, there is a part of me that believes that what they're eating is not being absorbed better in their body, which is most probably the case. How they chew their food, what they perceive the food as. If they're always going to have this thought process that मैं जो खाने वाला हूँ वो is going to cause me to gain weight, then it is going to cause you to gain weight. But if you think of it from a point of view that what I'm going to eat is going to get me strong or more energetic, it changes the entire perspective of how you look at food and how you eat food and then absorb food. What's your opinion on it, man?
When people come to me, especially when they say, I want to lose weight, I am not able to lose weight, I ask them, tomorrow if you lose your diamond earring, what would you want? And they tell me, oh, I would like to get it back. That is what happens. Your mind is programmed like this. The moment you lose something, you want to get it back. So if you want to lose weight, you will get it back. So first thing I tell them is stop striving to lose weight. Strive to be healthy.
Okay.
Because this is how the mind works. The mind doesn't want to lose anything. What is mine is mine. It has to stay with me. So first thing I say is strive to be healthy. Do not focus on losing weight. Secondly, there are certain reasons because of which people hold on to weight. You know, it could be something like this. Maybe the moment you started gaining weight, or if you were obese, or you had started gaining weight as a child. Now that weight is giving you a sense of security. You would have heard the line, throwing your weight around.
Yeah.
Subconsciously, we tend to hold on to weight because we feel it is giving me a sense of identity. If I lose weight, I will lose my identity. It's not a generic thing, but this is something I have observed in a lot of cases that this does happen.
100%. I
So
have
all
this.
I am, yeah. So all that we are establishing here is that when you're working on your physical body and you're not getting the results that you're looking for, there would surely be a mental reason behind it. Now we need to find out what is your reason. These are just few examples that I gave based on my years of practice. Somebody else's reason may be totally different, but there is always a mental reason. If you are struggling with something, in spite of you doing everything, that thing is not happening in your life, 110% there is a mental reason behind it. Somewhere you are blocking it, or somewhere this particular situation is serving you. That is why you are holding on to it. So that is what we need to find out to understand how to resolve this particular situation.
Wow. So, like, you go one step beyond the physiological aspect. You go more into the mental and emotional aspect, which is fabulous because I feel that everybody is struggling somewhere or the other, with the physical life, with the mental life, the emotional quotient, their emotional health, and it's because of experts like yourself and many more available everywhere that people should, and that's what I want to do with this entire platform. I want to encourage people to seek out help and be more open to seeking out help because it's difficult for humans to ask for help, but at the same time, it's when we ask for help that's when we get it, right?
Yeah, I
जब तक
agree.
हम पूछेंगे नहीं तब तक हमें कहाँ मिलने वाली तो
Asking for help is the biggest sign of strength.
yep. 100%.
Yeah.
And who better to portray strength than somebody like you, ma'am, who's not only overcome cancer but now is helping people get out of it. So if anybody wants to get in touch with you for what you just explained, how can they do that?
You can contact us through our website www.idhaya.in. So my firm name is Idhaya Conscious Living. So you will get all the contact details here. Otherwise, you can follow us on Instagram. Our Insta handle is idhaya.in. And you can always DM us, and we are always here to help anybody who is seeking to transform their life. It would be a
Oh, man, it's all very
pleasure for us to be a part of their transformation journey.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very fulfilling thing that you're doing, and I'm sure that you've had so many cases. Would you like to share any client's success story or any funny story from your practice of 13 years, apart from the
I have
passport incident?
No, I have had a lot of success stories, but I think the ones that are closest to my heart is when I'm taking the hypnobirthing sessions, because so many times the kids, when they are in the womb, they actually talk to me and they send across messages. So I was taking a hypnobirthing class with a set of parents, and the child actually communicated to me that tell my mom to have more water. And I was like, okay. And I just told her that, that's the message I'm getting when I'm taking you for the hypnobirthing thing. Next day, when she went for scan, the doctor actually told her that her amniotic fluid is very less and she needs to increase her fluid intake. So she called me back, like, you told me to have water, and that's the same thing doctor is telling me. I said, okay, thank your child for that. Because, even in the womb, the children are very much cognizant and they are very much aware. So that's something which is really, so my hypnobirthing programs are again very close to my heart. Like I said, hypnobirthing, inner child, that is something because they are related to the foundation of our very being. So all these programs are very close to my heart. And I've had many success stories in that. I've handled a lot of cases related to backaches and everything, all getting sorted within 24 hours. So there's a lot of stuff to share on that.
Maybe another time. But yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for giving us this much time. And anybody, I mean, I do see a lot of comments and people have put a few requests, but I would request all of you all to take up your questions directly with ma'am on Hidayah. Hidayah.in, that's the Insta handle. You can go and follow the link. You can also follow us at My Pet Group for what we do. We help people get fitter and give them killer diet plans and stuff like that. Uh, Charming Desert Rose has again put up a question. Please send her my question. Yes, I will, for sure. I will send the question. And we will send you. You can DM and you can get all the answers because your question is pretty long. Uh, uh, Thank you so much, ma'am. And is there anything that you would like to say to everybody before we part?
I I think I will just part on this note that understand that you are not a victim of your life. You are totally empowered to create the life that you want. Just make wise choices so that you create a life that you enjoy. And if you need any help on that path, we are always there. There are many people like us who are available to help you and to guide you on this journey. Just make use of that. We have learned certain things from our experience, and all we want is that you don't have to go through that journey to learn those things. So we are always there. Enjoy your life because life is beautiful. Just have fun. And thank you so much for having me here, for giving me this platform to spread across my message. So thank you so
No,
much for
no. I
that.
mean, I've been waiting for doing this. It's just been that we've been not being able to find the time for it. But thank you so much once again, and we will speak again soon. We will speak again soon. Right?
Yeah, surely. Looking forward to it.
Same here, man. Thank you.
Thank you so much.